Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is Rajiv Batrisha and our group will going to present a chapter 2 descriptive statistic.
For the survey background, when a person has persistently unfavorable thoughts or emotions about their body, they may experience body image disorders. While being an internal emotional and cognitive process, body dissatisfaction is influenced by outside influences like pressures to fit to certain appearance ideals. Those who are dissatisfied with their bodies may resort to improper weight control methods, including disordered eating. This puts them at increased risk of developing eating disorders such as bulimia, anorexia nervosa, which is intense fear of gaining weight, and severe diets. Next is the objective of the study. The survey titled Body Image Concern and Eating Disorder among College Professional Mara Air students as a purpose of to know and identify students at College Professional Mara Air insights about their appearance in eating and body image.
The sampling technique that we use is convenient sampling method because it's easy and convenient for us to obtain sample from the population. For the data collection method, we use Google Form to collect raw data from KPM IMO students.
So on the question 1 is the cost taking. We take the program and a number of students. We have 66 students. The DIA is 41, DBS is 19 and FIE is 6. So this is the pie chart. According to the pie chart, the number of student percentage was divided into a different sector by the circle. The class proportion by the number of courses taken is represent each section. According to the response, as we can see that is 62% of students from DIA complete fill in the survey, following by 29% of students from DBS and 9% of FIA.
Moving on to question number 2, which is the number of respondents categorized by their gender. Overall, respondents for this survey consists of 15 male students and 51 female students. The pie chart shows the percentages of male and female students of KPM IMOLE volunteered in helping us do our survey about body image concern and eating disorder. According to the pie chart, the percentages of female students is 77%, while male students percentage is 23%. The bar chart shows the number of male and female students of KPM IMOLE volunteered in helping us do our survey about body image concern and eating disorder. This bar chart is a horizontal bar chart consists of x-axis, which are the number of students, and y-axis are the gender of the student. According to the chart, the number of female students is 51, while the number of male students is only 15.
So for question 3, bar chart above shown about how many times someone eat in a day. So as we can see at the bar chart, there are 4 students eats 1 time in a day. And then there are 22 of students eat 2 times, 31 of students eat 3 times in a day. And then there are 7 of students eat 4 times in a day. And lastly, there are only 2 students eat 5 times in a day. So the working we got from this data, the mean is 2.71 and the median is 33.5, and lastly the mode is 31. Standard deviation that we got from this data is 0.89. Next, for coefficient of variation is 32.84%, and lastly for person measure of skewness is negative 103 and negative 103.09. So that is negatively skewed.
Next, we move on to the question 4. Based on this histogram, it shows students' weight among 66 people. There are 5 students whose weight is 31 until 40. Number of students who weight 41 until 50 is 19 people, and most of students have a weight of 51 until 60, which is 23 people. And lastly, the rest of 19 students have a weight of 61 until 70. For the frequency polygon graph, it shows that the maximum point is 66 based on the calculation of cumulative frequency. For the last graph, which is OGIF, it shows that the maximum point on the graph is 70.5. It also based on the calculation of cumulative frequency and upper boundaries. So, we have made calculations to find mean, mode and median for this question. The answer for mean is 54.27 kg. Next, to find mode, we use the formula for grouped data and the answer is 56 kg. Lastly, the answer for median is 55.74 kg. As you can see, these are the calculation for standard deviation, coefficient of variation, and Pearson measure of skewness.
Let's move on to the question 5. This is the question of calculate your BMI in a questionnaire. This is histogram with a BMI and number of students. So based on the histogram graph, 40 students who with BMI 15 to 19, which is underweight. 38 students who with BMI 20 to 24 is in healthy weight. And 11 students who with BMI 25 to 29 is in overweight. 3 students who with BMI 30 to 35 is in obesity. Next, let's move on to the frequency curve. This is the table of the frequency curve. Show that 0 students are no midpoint for BMI. For this student with a midpoint 17, 38 students with a midpoint 22, 11 students with a midpoint 27, 3 students with a midpoint 32.5. We can conclude that only 0 students who have no midpoint and other have a midpoints. Next, let's move on to the OGIF. This is a table for OGIF, and this is the OGIF graph. So, 0 students who with BMI 12.5 on average, 14 students who with BMI 19.5 on average, and 52 students who with BMI 24.5 on average, 63 students who with BMI 29.5 on average, and 66 who with BMI 35.5 on average. 66 students who with BMI 35.5 on average. We can conclude that weight of BMI increase with the weight of average. So next, moving on to the calculation, and for the mean is 22.25, mode is 21.64, median is 22.5, standard deviation 3.8263, coefficient of variation is 70.20%, and Pearson measure of skewness negative 0.1960. As you can see here, this is the working for question 5 that I get. And this is the graph for distribution skewness. It is negative, so it was on the left side.
And then based on the pie chart, according to responses, there are only 38% of students are confident with their appearance when going out. And following by that, there are 62% of students are not confident with their appearance when going out. So according on the bar chart, there are 41 of students that are not confident about their appearance, and there are only 25 of students that's confident with their appearance when going out. By this survey, as we can see, most of students are not confident about their appearance when going out.
In conclusion, we find out that this assignment has many challenges. From this assignment, we get to gain our knowledge by asking our lecturers and friends. So, the way to make this assignment easier is to evenly distribute our work. Because of the cooperation provided by group members, we were able to handle and submit this assignment within the time given.
From our survey, as we know, students are really close to this topic, which is body image concern and eating disorder. Body image concern and eating disorder is very challenging to a student that can affect a student's mental health and physical. So here are some suggestions that can maybe helpful for students who are struggling with this issue. So firstly is practice self-care. That is including get enough sleep and eating balanced and nutritious meal. And next is seek support from others, such as connect with friends, family, or other support group. And lastly is set a realistic goals, which is trying new food or new hobby, and practicing self-care activities.
No.